Hey, so today's the day after the debates. You guys watched every minute of it, right? I bet. No, I'm just kidding. Most of you probably like tuned in for like 5 minutes, and they were like, we could be watching grumpier old men and actually be entertained. But I ended up watching it not just once, but twice. Uh, I'm a glutton for punishment. You strap me to a post or something, I guess. In any case, I wanted to discuss a couple things that I found to be important. One of them, you know what I'm going to talk about, but let's get started. So the first thing that came to mind is Donald Trump talking about Biden's response to H1N1. There was between 12,000 and 17,000 deaths in the United States to H1N1. That that is dwarfed by the over 200,000 deaths and counting due to COVID-19. When Biden first heard about H1N1, he was actually slapped on the hand because he ended up saying, we need to not fly in airplanes. They're enclosed. You're going to have a greater risk of spreading the virus. So that kind of angered the aviation industry, and he ended up, getting his hand slapped on it. It's a far cry from knowing and telling Woodward how deadly the virus is in February and then continuing to pack people shoulder to shoulder in rallies because we care more about our crowd sizes than we care about people's lives. The argument that people are adults and can make their own decisions kind of is weak to me because, yes, in a self-contained world where we're only dealing with Trump sycophants, and I don't mean that in a bad way. What I actually mean are people that just follow everything that he has to say without thinking for themselves. In a world where it's just them and they're going out to the store and they're only interacting with other people that go to these rallies, I could agree with that. But the fact of the matter is that they are possibly endangering the lives of people that have nothing to do with these rallies. They're going to businesses that people have to work in. They're going to other people's homes that may not be a Trump supporter. And so they're not just living their own lives. They are living in a society that makes it hard to self-isolate if you need to get anything done, like working, etc. Okay? So yeah, those two responses are polar opposites, and I'm going to go with the safe one. And the whole idea that we're going to shut down the economy if Biden ends up getting in, he did not state that. What he stated was, if the science and the scientists state that we need to close down, then that's something that we may do. And to me, that's how logical societies react. We go to the experts. The experts determine the best course of action, and that's what we do. We don't just listen to people that have no actual experience in that particular topic. You don't go to the mechanic and say, hey, I got an issue with my heart. Can you fix it? No, the mechanic fixes cars. Okay? Donald Trump deals with real estate and businesses, and currently, I guess we can argue presidenting. I don't know what the term is, but to state that he's a doctor is a far stretch. Another thing that I'd like to talk about is the statement that Joe Biden doesn't really do anything. He hasn't done anything since he's been in Congress. I've done more in 47 months than you've done in 47 years. I'm going to end up linking a video on the back end, and that's going to kind of show an idea of what Joe has done in his 47 years, I suppose, that we're going to state. We've beat the horse dead, I guess, on the whole white supremacist issue. Okay, yes. The right argues that when he was first asked to condemn white supremacists, he said, yeah, sure. Okay. But when they actually called him out on it and said, well, do it, look at his expression. I mean, that's a little bit dramatic, and I was going to say unattractive, but, in comparison, I don't know. But he looked like he was a deer caught in the headlights. And then he's like, well, name one. And then they named the Proud Boys. And so he's like, yeah, so stand back and stand by. What are they standing by for, Donald? What are they standing by for? My next topic that caught some interest to me is when they're talking about if the election does not go in his favor, the peaceful transition. And he's talking about, yes, if it is fair. So for the last several months, he's been talking about how unfair that the election's going to be, and that if the Democrats win, it's going to be cheating. So he's automatically setting the stage, saying that the Democrats are going to cheat. So thereby, I have trouble understanding how he's going to peacefully transition if he is not reelected. Not to mention the fact that he's already decided that he's going to stack the Supreme Court and has said that he expects the Supreme Court to rule on the election results. It doesn't take a genius to connect the dots there, okay? We could say that I'm wearing a tinfoil hat and thinking that maybe there's more to this than there is, but if it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, I mean, you know the saying, okay? So what are we going to end up doing about that particular issue? If he does not want to peacefully transition, what are we going to end up doing? You have the unsanctioned militias that are standing back and standing by for right now, and even the Proud Boys themselves have added that to their logo. Proud Boys, stand back and stand by. And they're stating on Twitter and things like that they're ready. Okay, these people are gunning up. November may be a shit show if you really want to think about it, okay? We need to be careful. We need to be observant, and we do not need to incite further violence. So I'm going to add the video to the back end of this, and I'll see you there. We're going to go to congress.gov. As we see, this is Senator Joseph R. Biden, who served from 73 to 2009. That is 36 years. He's a Democratic candidate from Delaware. All right, on this side, we can see we can see the resolutions, the bills, the laws that he actually either wrote or co-signed. And look at this. This is 4,445 entries, 45 pages worth of stuff. So obviously we see that some of these he didn't actually sponsor, and some of these he did. Senator Joe Biden. He's in a co-sponsor here. We can see that by clicking. And while we're loading, we will have some music. All right. As we can see, Joseph R. Biden is listed along with Chuck Grassley and Lindsey Graham. In any case, that shows how bipartisan they were at the time. It's so cute. So what has Joe Biden done while he's in office? It looks like he was involved in a whole lot of stuff. Okay. You can clearly go to congress.gov. You go up to the search. You type in his name. Obviously, let's see. Donald Trump. Damn. I don't know why, but hold on. Let's go with this one. Donald Trump. Oh, no results match your search criteria. Well, let's talk about that for a second. The question on whether I'm intelligent or not is still up for debate. Okay, I think I'm getting reviews from both sides. He's got a big head, but it ain't that smart. That is a fine young man. In any case, what I figure is that the executive branch, which is what the president and the vice president and their administration falls under, does not write bills. That's left up for the legislative branch because bills fall under legislation, as well as the ability to finance the various departments. It's part of the whole separate but equal issue that we deal with in the branches of our government. And you may know that if you've paid attention in civics class, right? Or social studies. I'm not really sure what they call it where you are. So the legislative branch, the House and the Senate, are the ones that actually write these bills. Like, for instance, the bill that provided you your stimulus check that Donald Trump decided to sign his autograph on. That did not come from Donald Trump. That actually came from Congress. Congress has the power of the purse. Congress determines where the money goes, where our tax money goes. He can have his input on it and sit down and have discussions, but mostly it's as a maybe they don't have enough votes in Congress to override his veto. In the end, it's them that puts the bill in front of him, and all he does is he signs off on it. So when we're asking what he personally has done while he's been in office, my answer to you is he hasn't written any bills. We've already seen that. What he's done is he's signed some bills and he's made some executive orders. And some of those executive orders are just rehashes of bills that we've already had. As we see, he has taken credit for work that other people has done. Have you ever had a job where your boss has done that? That's a really awesome setup. Yeah, I did that myself. And you're sitting there sweating your ass off after you did all the work. That's kind of like how I view working with Donald Trump and administration. You put in all the work and he's sitting there going, that was a really good job. Think anybody else going to pat my back? So that's what Joe Biden has done. I guess we can also talk about the fact that he was a public defender and things like that before he sat in Congress. And we can also talk about the fact that he worked while he was in the Obama administration on H1N1, where only 14,000 people, I don't want to say only, because that's still a lot of people, where 14,000 people, as opposed to 200,000 people, ended up dying. He also worked on the Ebola response. So that's that. If there's anything that you wanted to comment on, please leave one down below. Let's try to be respectful and have a productive conversation, not a presidential debates episode 1 kind of conversation, because I'm going to shout you down, okay? I guess you can stand by, what is it? Stand down and stand by if you want. In any case, the format on my recording will change a little bit. I don't currently have a tripod that'll hold this camera up correctly, so I'm working on that. It takes a little bit of money. Then we'll have it back to the stable, kind of pulled back a little bit view that I normally go with, so hopefully this isn't too disappointing to you. If you liked what we were doing, then please click the subscribe button down below. I'd really appreciate it. I appreciate the 100 subscribers I currently have. That's awesome. If you want to talk to me about some things, I'm at WIKWEKO on Twitter, Indigenous Patriot on both Instagram, and what is it? TikTok now? So join me. Lepichka Nawe. I'll see you again.